What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Tortoise General channel. Today's video is going to be much different to what I normally upload because, well, I'm a tortoise YouTube channel, so normally I would do content that involves tortoises, but because I have quite a small garden and the climate that I live in is much cooler to actually house tortoises outside, so what I have to do is I have to switch things up a little bit from time to time, and that's why I decided to make my channel into a garden channel and a tortoise channel. So today's video is going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be how to stake tomato plants. And the most common question asked is, when should I stake my tomato plants? And it's usually you will know when to stake your tomato plants. I usually stake my tomato plants once they get about 4 inches tall, but you will know once they become quite top heavy. Once those first cotyledon leaves, and then out of those cotyledon leaves you'll get those mature, the true leaves of the tomato plant. That is when the tomato plant will actually begin to get a bit top heavy, and that is when you should start to stake it. You can use a piece of string, twine, like I have here, and tie it up to a little stick, and you'll be all set to go. But it is very important that you stake your tomato plants quite early on, because what can happen if they're left, if you don't stake them, then they could have stunted growth. Now, the next thing that we're going to move on to is, what do I use to stake my tomato plants? Now, I always use some bamboo canes. These are about 59 inches in length. So they're quite tall, but the variety that I grow is a beefsteak variety. So they get, in general, tomatoes get about 6 feet tall. So I'm gonna need quite large bamboo canes. And this is gonna go like at least 12 inches into the soil. So, realistically, it will be perfect for the tomatoes. But when it comes to staking your tomatoes, there are many different methods of how you can stake your tomatoes. And some of the first ways that I will show you on the screen there is the first one. As you can see, I have a pile. It almost looks kind of like primal type stuff. I don't know exactly what the names of these stakes are, but it's just an array of a bunch of bamboo canes, and they're zip tied at the top. And that is probably one of my least favorite ways that you can stake a tomato plant, because if you guys don't know, tomatoes, they're still bushy or in a linear path where they grow really high up in the sky. And if you're doing it this way, then that method of staking is not good, because when they're going to grow quite linear, they're going to go up and up and up and up, and then they're going to hit at the top of that stake, of that staking there, and then they're going to grow outwards, and yeah, it's just going to go downhill from there. Other ways, as you guys can see here, I've staked my other tomatoes, is I've put 4 stakes in the ground, and then I've done a little support around them, and then all I do is I hang a little twine from the bottom to the stem. I tie to the stem of the tomato plant, and that is honestly one of also the best ways you can stake your tomato plants. It works brilliantly and gives them plenty of support. My favorite way to stake tomato plants is using, again, I don't know if that is the real name for it, but it is the hexagonal staking method, where you put 6 of these bamboo canes into the ground, or you can use normal wood. Stick them into the ground in kind of a hexagon shape, and put a piece of twine around them. And then what will happen is, once the tomato grows, the leaves will rest on the piece of twine, and they'll grow outwards and outwards and outwards. Just make sure with tomato plants that you always prune the bottom leaves, so that so that the tomato doesn't get blight. So that is what I'm going to do in today's video. I will go ahead, and I won't do all of my tomato plants, but I will stake. I'll show you guys how to do the hexagonal staking, and I'll stake one of my tomato plants, and yeah, I'll go through how you do it. So we're just going to need some bamboo canes for this, a piece of twine, or quite a lot of it, a pair of scissors to cut the twine, and then you can use either a serrated kitchen knife, or a handsaw, or even a hacksaw, but I only have a kitchen knife for now, so I'm going to use this. And now that I'm out here at my tomato plants, as you guys can see, it's a perfect time to prune some of these leaves off, because these leaves are touching the soil, and when the soil is wet, these guys will have fungus, and then they will have a disease, and then, yeah, it won't be good. So you can use pruners, or you can literally just use your hand and simply just pinch the leaves off, and you can put them in the composter. And yeah, it's that simple, guys. And this little growth right here, those are called suckers, and most of the time they don't yield any fruit, so it's best to just prick them off because they won't do anything beneficial for the plant. All right, so now that I've got the lower leaves pruned off, I can now put the bamboo canes in. So I'm just gonna put the camera down, because it's much easier if I do it with both hands than one. I'm gonna make a hexagonal shape, and then we'll put the twine around. All right, so now that we've got kind of a hexagonal shape, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap twine all the way around, so that the leaves can rest on top of the twine. There you guys go. I've put this, the bamboo canes into the soil. I've wrapped it with the twine, and as you guys can see here, all the leaves are resting on top of the twine. Now it is a little bit mumbled up here, but you can, you know, move them around a little bit more. And now I gotta do it to these bags as well, but I'm gonna use a different method, which is simply just gonna be probably this method right here. Zip tie it and then put a string through, and definitely not gonna use this method though. But yeah, this and probably the hexagonal method will work the best. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It was a short video, but I kind of wanted to get another video out for you guys because it's been a bit of a while. But if you guys did enjoy a different video like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn post notifications on, because I'll be doing an update on these tomato plants very soon, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fruit. But yeah, without further ado though, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next adventure.